my homies who be rolling with me. Play no games, cause ain't nobody playing with me. I got love for my niggas on my family tree. I got love for the ghetto, down for whatever. If you was down before, then you still gonna be down with me. I got game, cause the game was given to me. Say my name, cause ain't nobody tighter than me. Give it up, if you like the way I'm rocking this beat. I don't know nothing better, chasing my cheddar, in love with a whore. You ain't never listened to me.
Jazz flute. It goes yo, yo, yo. What's up there, Deuterino?
Yaz flute.
Yaz flute. There's your yo. There you go.
Yo.
I brought you back in. There you go. I always click you off for some reason. I don't know what it is, man.
You do always click me
I do.
off.
I can't help it. It's just in my fingers down here. Yo, brother. What's up with you, man?
Well, I'm powering through. I had a little too much fun yesterday, and I'm making it work today.
I just got a text message. Shout out there to the Oots. There you go. You said you had a hard weekend. Sorry, I was distracted there with the multiples. And now you're paying for it. It's an issue. There's a piper that has to be paid. Is it a bill? Is it cash money? Is it $5 friendly? What are we dealing with?
I would pay all of the cash money. It is the piper who needs to be paid. I went and had a few too many adult beverages yesterday. I was not prepared for partaking in that much entertainment. And this morning, it reminded me that I gotta either slow down or drink more water or something.
You sound like you're coming to, you're coming to confirmation to understand where you are in life, and I don't really appreciate it, to be honest with you. I expect a little bit more pep in your step here, coming on a Monday morning. Are you talking about some spilled milk? Is that your? Can you flip that?
Man,
can you flip that for real?
If you want to get into the spilled milk, I mean, there was a moment yesterday where I broke down, got a little, started feeling a little too similar to Mike Roberts, and had to have some deep conversations with my partner.
Ooh, shall we transfer you over to the couch for a moment, or it's up to you. I got time. I know they got time. You know what?
I mean, we can go to the couch.
Let's go to the couch.
I don't know how much we're going to get done, but it's certainly more comfortable than standing here.
I tell you what. Come on, it's like an Italian little couch over here. Let's go to the couch over here. Dr. Smith is in, and
just gotta put me on the short couch, man. My legs don't even fit.
You don't like the short couch? It's so beautiful. Okay, all right. So talk to me here, Mr. Roberts, and may I call you by that name?
Yeah, we can roll with that.
Okay.
So my partner and I, we went out yesterday. We went and grabbed some drinks and some food.
Okay.
We're still trying to find the balance about, what's cool and what's not cool to do. So we're trying to sit outside, but trying to balance our mental health as well, and not just stare at the four walls inside our house.
All understandable. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we go to this new place. I'm not necessarily going to plug it here, but it was wonderful. And
okay.
the bartender is making like new cocktails for the menu, and he's over there. They're trying at the servers and whatnot. And,
okay.
And me, I got some of us, you and myself, and maybe Dr. Anita are born with something we like to call the gift of gab.
Yeah, okay.
So, I start talking, and I talk my way into a few freebies of the new drinks that he's making. So
that doesn't surprise me at all. That doesn't surprise me at all. Okay, all right.
So we had 3 of the new off-menu new drinks that they're making.
Okay, I like the very off menu. Okay.
To go along with the 3 on-menu drinks that we had.
My daughter's not here. She might have to add this up for me, but so far we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, so far what we are is we waded into the water a little further than what I was expecting.
Sure.
And now I'm swimming, and I thought I was just going for a quick dip. And,
okay.
And
All right.
so I had to call my uncle, get a ride home.
Did you? Okay.
You know,
Okay. Well,
safety
sorry.
first.
Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Well, we had to throw out a life raft. Okay. I mean, it was
Yeah.
there was a point where you recognized that this was no longer a
Yeah.
normal day. So that's a fair. Okay. I appreciate you bringing that into the story. That you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate that. Okay. Safety first.
So safety first, got a ride home.
Okay.
And then got home and just ended up in one of those places mentally that sometimes you don't plan on getting to, and I don't know how well documented it is here, but my father is an alcoholic and has been my entire life.
Yeah.
And usually I'm able to control these things and have one or two drinks, two or three. If I'm out and I know I'm going to be driving home, then I stay on the short end of the stick. And this time I didn't, and I started to question, how close am I getting to turning into my father?
Now, I'm just because you started, leaning towards vagueness, and so I'm gonna have to pop you here since you're on the couch and
Yeah.
ask what road that it is you went down that made you question if you were doing what you might consider to be the right thing.
Well, it's not even so much the right thing. It's just that I felt like I was getting to a point where I couldn't control the alcohol. I couldn't control my decision making, yes or no, do I want more? I couldn't control my happiness level. Am I only happy when I'm drinking this much? Or is it because of COVID? Is it because, all the other issues that we're dealing with, all the other points of entertainment or other things that I do to find enjoyment I can't really do right now because of COVID? So is that why I'm drinking as much as I have been lately? Or would I be doing that anyway because I'm turning into my father?
So, alcohol has that fun tipping point between a good time and questionable decisions.
Yeah.
That is one of the traits of alcohol. That is just one of. I mean, you can do different things in life to get a buzz, but the alcohol has it's a gray line, but it becomes very well defined as soon as you start moving into the black.
Right.
And you find yourself in a interesting decision making. I'm gonna be honest with you, not a good time to figure out who you are.
Say that again.
Not a good time to figure out who you are
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
when you're in that gray point. And equally so, not a good time to have to make decisions on who you're going to be and where you come from and am I a good person and based on your past choices and past things that have happened in your life, right?
Right.
So, nullify the idea that you were going to make a decision that makes any sense at this point, right? And all of what is going to come to you is probably going to be more of the bad and less of the actual, right? And you're going to question yourself based upon your history. Now, yes, you and as well as many of us have the problem and the burden of being our fathers in ways that maybe we don't want or choose to be.
Yeah.
But that being said, you were able to actually say it at some point. And I've made a decision that this is not the path that I want to be. This is not the path, the person I want to be in aspects of that. So you've weighed both options. At this point, you found yourself wondering, right? You found yourself going, maybe all the stories were true. Maybe what they said about me is going to be true because of how I'm feeling at this exact moment. But I challenge you, Jude, just to look at that in that exact moment and recognize the fact that you did something that other people didn't, which is you recognized it versus just walking through it. And that's the major difference. You got to hang yourself on that difference, because otherwise you hang yourself on the other one, and that's not where you want to be. You got to recognize that you're willing to make decisions outside of what you perceive to be the norm, And as far as I didn't hear you omit any actions that you seem to be embarrassed or rather having to recoil or recall on.
Yeah,
So,
no, there was
you know,
nothing. I mean, maybe, and I just don't remember. But there was nothing, nothing traumatic. No terrible decisions that were made. Aside from sicking my dog on my uncle when he dropped us off, which was just dumb. But fortunately, no people were harmed in the making of that content for the show.
Well,
But he's a good guard dog. It worked.
I mean,
he attacked.
I can't imagine you didn't sick the vermin on him instead.
No, the groundhog. I almost called him a hedgehog.
Yeah.
The groundhog
He's a
was in the backyard. I didn't want to go get him.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense to me. Well, I appreciate you getting there on the couch and getting that off your chest. You are your father's son, but remember that you're only as much of your father's son as you choose and want to be. And I think that you've made that real decision. So,
The Dude and Debo
so we know.
is
There you
based on true events. Only the facts have been changed.
There you go. All right. Just a small disclaimer there for our Ace. What is it? Not the Ace. Acme money. To make sure
There it is.
that stuff comes in. All right, dude. We had a small, quick question to pose today. And it is talking about movies and maybe their title and how their title and the movie maybe they didn't match up.
It didn't match up. It didn't live up to expectations. You didn't do what you were telling me you were gonna do with the title of the movie. Is how I interpreted it.
Just to be clear, like if the word Titanic, about, and we know what Titanic means, and then it was like in the middle of a desert, and then it was like,
or if it's called Titanic and then it's a rowboat. Look, come on, bro. This is just a boat. This is not Titanic.
It's quite, yeah. All right. So I'm gonna let you lead off today, having done your homework and give us a couple. We're gonna open up with some of these, and because we really want to bring it back to a bigger discussion. But dude, what are you starting us off with?
Well, I'm going to open up, contrary to how I usually like to do this when we're doing lists like this. I'm going to open up with my number one.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be the number one when we're all said and done.
Okay.
And it's pretty short argument. So the movie is called The Never-Ending Story.
The Never-Ending Story. Okay.
Did you see it? Did you see it when we were
I
kids?
saw it. I saw it. It's a great movie. I love it.
The Treyu and the dog, Falcor. Yeah. So here's the thing. It ended.
But
You can't call it the never-ending story.
Did it really end?
It ends.
Did it?
It's like it's less than 2 hours.
I mean, but the
Can't
story
be calling
goes.
something. Call it the 2-hour story.
I mean, it was first of all, just to disagree with your point, not to disagree with you as a person. The story lives on in your mind. Okay, when the story's over, you're not sure if the story was real or fake. So in that case, it is never ending. It is continuously going. And for a child, I think that movie did a fair share of shifting from, location to location to where you were like, where is this story really going? It is in that never ending. So I don't know. I don't know, man. Never ending story. You talking about some gospel. That's some real never ending story stuff, man. I don't know. But
Well, I'm saying it was an hour and 47 minutes. So you can't tell me it didn't end because it ended an hour and 47 minutes. It was also a book, and the book ended too. I checked it out of the library. It was not endless. It didn't have infinity pages. So call it the long story. Call it a story. Don't sell me on the fact that it's never ending.
All right, I got one for you. Okay. I hear you. You're cutting them in half. I understand.
You gave me Titanic and you showed me a rowboat.
I understand. How about Brokeback Mountain? Did that one?
All right.
Because I heard the title, and I was like, I mean, we're going to the woods.
Sounds like camping, maybe.
Sounds like camping. Sounds like we're going to be on some horses. And if you look at the movie, it starts cashing some of those checks. But then it cashes other checks, and then you're like, well, that was different. But it was an interesting movie for the time. But did it? If you'd have walked into it, because again, we're talking about the guy on the street who is just like, honey, we have this one, and we have this one, and we have this one. Which one would you like to see? That one's a Brokeback Mountain. There's some guys going for it. Oh, let's go check it out. Interesting first date movie. I think that's the way you got to approach it. Like if you're on a first date and you're seeing a movie and you need this movie to cash its check, is this movie going to cash its check? I don't know. What do you got, dude? What else you got?
Well, so this makes me think of something. Have you gone to a movie, or maybe you got invited to a movie and you knew nothing about it?
Yes.
And then did it cash the check?
No.
And what movie was it?
American History X.
You went into that knowing nothing?
0.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. First date.
First date?
Yeah.
With
full group of people.
Okay.
Full group of people.
That's a tough date movie, just in general.
Bro, I mean, I think we survived 40 minutes of it until the dude's teeth got snapped. Right?
Yeah.
And we were like, this is a little heavy. This
isn't quite the good time we were anticipating.
Do you know what we went and decided to go sit through instead?
I'm trying to think of what was out at the same time. No, Sobe would be really good at this because he has that kind of recollection.
I tell you what,
no.
you know what? I'm going to leave this open. If you can guess what the movie we left American History X to go see. American History X, by the way, great movie.
I don't want to say I love it because of the subject matter.
Sure.
But as a piece of cinema, it was really well done.
Man, and not only that, timepiece of cinema that needs to be said. So anyways, I'll leave that open for a question. We'll circle back to and see if you can guess the movie that you leave American History X for, and you go into the other one. And I got to be honest with you, this one was at least predictable, but didn't. Well, anyways, you'll know.
Well, all right. So while I'm thinking about that, I'll tell you my movie that I saw.
All right.
Unprompted, unprepared, didn't know anything about, was the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, you walked into that one blind?
Went in blind. I was hanging out with friend of the show,
right.
Jeff.
Okay.
And he's like, "Hey man, you want to go see a movie? I heard really good things about this movie called the Blair Witch Project." And I was like, I don't know anything about it, but let's go check it out.
Camera angles are great. They're really cool. They're really
I didn't know. Like, I'm watching the movie, and the whole time I'm thinking, this can't be real, right? This isn't footage. If they found this footage, they wouldn't then
make a movie.
Make it a movie,
right? You're complex.
Would they? And it was, I only felt about 80% sure.
Right.
And then as the movie kept going on, I would say the percentage dropped instead of increased. By the time we got to the end, I was like 50-50. Maybe this was found footage. I don't know. Because it was that well done. But
yeah.
I think of all the movies to go into not knowing anything, that's probably one of the better ones because you get the full benefit of what they're trying to do.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a rough one to walk in on. Have you ever walked in? Was that your only ever walk in on a blank movie, or have you ever walked in something else too?
I mean, that's the only one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
I may have seen something else, but just because of the style of movie that was.
What year did
and not knowing anything about it.
What year did American History X come out? What year was that?
98.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. So then you can even search the billboard for that one. You can find the other.
So I'm gonna now I don't know what month it came out. I didn't search that deep.
I'm assuming in summer. we'd have been the summer release.
So you're in a group. You guys are gonna walk out. I'm gonna say you went to go see A Night at the Roxbury.
Good choice, but no, I didn't get a chance to see that one. It was in theaters then. But I did remember seeing it on the marquee as well.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, all right. So good. I picked one that came out around the same time.
Yeah, you're right there. You're right. You're right in the wheelhouse for sure. All right, dude. Let's jump into the soup a little bit. Can we jump in? Is that Is that all right? Is it we take a quick trip to the soup and see if the soup?
Jump into the soup. I could use a little chicken noodle. I'm not feeling that good.
You like
right
chicken
now.
noodle? All right. So what do we call the soup? The soup is what's going on in the world, mainstream stories, anything that has to do with today or in the last since we saw each other, since we talked. Anything new in the soup that you're aware of, dude?
Not so much. I know that I guess there's, and again, I'm not up to date on this completely, but I guess there's something called the For the People Act
Okay.
that I heard Democrats are proposing. That's kind of in response to, January 6th and election fraud and all of this type of stuff. My understanding is that it's supposed to be some sort of oversight committee or some new regulation that's going to help prevent election fraud or going to be responsible for letting us know, is my understanding. Again, I haven't really caught up. I'm just going by a few headlines I saw over the weekend.
Excuse me. All right. Well, I mean, you know what? I have been out of the soup for a minute, so I didn't even hear that one. So that's a new nice piece to add to the meal. I'll say that I did hear that there's been a slight bit of storm in Texas. That's in the current events. I don't know if you heard about this, but Texas got hit really bad with snow in Texas. And
My partner has a friend in Texas who was without power for a week.
man,
No power, I think no running water as well.
it's I mean, as real as it can get for our fellow Americans in Texas. And I seen that one. That's the one I've been mulling over from time to time because I camp, but about 24 hours in, you're like, okay, I'm ready. We're in the out. Let's find the in. And these people aren't camping; they're living day to day at the moment.
So I mean, obviously, my partner and I, we were talking about that because her friend's there,
right?
and that gets exactly where you're going. It gets my mind working, and I start thinking, I like to camp. I'm outdoorsy.
Yeah.
All this, but no running water is a lot different.
Yes.
And then no power. You think, all right, whatever. I can light a candle. I can this and that. What you don't think of, or at least what I didn't think of, was how reliant we are on our phones and or other computers. And if you have no power, eventually your phone's going to die. And then how do you reach the outside world? How do you get in? Because it's not like we have landlines nowadays. So that's really what kind of stuck with me when I was thinking about her friend being in Texas.
I saw, the food lines in Texas, and like a mother there with her kids, and it caught me because, I'd be in the same boat. I'd be in the minivan pulling up, going, we have no heat, we have no water. I got my kids. We need help, and so I don't know, man. My heart and my prayers with you guys in Texas. I'm really hoping you guys pull through, and that we come out of that bad storm. 2021 is keeps hitting us, brother. It's been they're not pulling easy punches, So anywho, Texas, hope you guys pull out, man. I'm really rooting for you guys. Anything else in the soup there, dude, that you pulled out? I know you went straight to political. I went weather. Anything in sports?
Well, we did have pitchers and catchers report to spring training.
Okay.
So baseball season looks like we are to my knowledge, we still don't know when it's gonna start, but it looks like we're getting closer. We're working our way there.
Okay.
So that's cool and exciting for me. Who knows how good the Angels are going to be this year, which is the story of my fandom my entire life.
Is baseball is baseball going to bounce back after the pandemic? Is with the you said they reported to training today. I mean,
yeah.
The love's there for sports and for fans to go back and cheer their teams on. Is the will there, dude? Are people willing to go back and jump in the stands and do something different? I mean, because the days of yesterday sitting in the stands just feel. I don't want to say that they're not coming back. I just feel they feel different. I think if I've looked at anything with people in the stands, it's always been they're all scattered out kind of deal, and it's a different kind of approach maybe at times. But you and I have been in many of sporting events where it is breathing room only. I mean, it's very, very tight on the but it just creates its own cool atmosphere and a fun time and so my question, I guess, that I'm trying to pose to you, dude, is that coming back with sports? I mean, the seasons are coming back. I mean, COVID's making a definite drastic drop if you're watching the numbers, and so are we around the corner? Do you feel that's what's coming back, or do you feel that people are going to crawl out like the groundhog, check their shadow, and decide, is this cool? Is this what's this like? What?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of different things to that. So yes, I think sports are going to make a comeback, and I think fans will be back in the stands. If you build it, they will come. To use the quote, but how soon that'll happen and what the guidelines will be remains to be seen. I think it'll probably be limited this year. I don't think anybody's going to be at 100% capacity in their stadiums. But the other thing specific to baseball is that in our lifetime, baseball has gone from the unquestioned national pastime to
unquestioned national pastime, apple pie, baseball, just like that, unquestioned.
Apple pie, baseball, and fireworks or something. Racism is baseball
like,
is American.
You gotta get deeper than that. You know what I mean? Kicking people out of their homes, just go deep.
But in the last, I don't even know, 20 years, 10 years, baseball's kind of more on the level with hockey, how you and I would consider hockey, not even how Sobe would consider hockey, where, I know about it, I'll check the scores. If it's not the team I root for, who cares? And baseball's really become a regional sport. And if you're in New York, you pay attention to the Yankees and that's it. Or maybe the Red Sox also. If you're in LA, you pay attention to the Dodgers and that's it. Or maybe the Giants also, because they're your rival. But like nobody is just watching baseball the way they would football or basketball.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're just comparing it to the other two majors, and then soccer just takes a side.
I mean, soccer's still soccer.
Soccer's still soccer.
It's baseball could continue on this trajectory for 40 more years, and it's still going to be ahead of soccer. Unfortunately, because soccer is a great game, but it's just not. Not an American game.
What's the sexy British guy that did soccer here?
Beckham.
Is the Beckham era over?
Beckham's been done.
So it's just he didn't hit it hard enough to actually make it last, or.
Well, no, I mean, Beckham had a huge impact in soccer. Again, this is probably a better topic for Sobe to come on and talk
about.
Right. But Beckham had a huge impact in soccer and getting the MLS going. I think Freddie Adu probably had a little bit to boost soccer as well. They have, in the MLS, they have a fair number of teams. It's a normal-sized league. It's not like it was 10 teams.
Right.
How it was maybe 20 years ago.
They got stadiums, they got fans. I mean, if I look across the board to every family that I know with kids, soccer is a common denominator. We all tend to do a soccer and then maybe a second sport, or I guess I do know a few that just do baseball or just do football. I do know that is or just do basketball that really, really didn't touch soccer. But I don't know. Soccer's cool. I mean, I could never get it across my brain in two senses. I don't understand why we use inches instead of centimeters. That just blows my mind. And I don't understand why soccer is not popular in the United States. It's just two things that just don't make sense to me. But the rest of the world is wrong. It's one of those just purely American sides of life where it's just inches and football. And I'm not talking about the one you're talking about. We're just talking about two different things instantly. But Never
Well,
made
I
sense
wonder
to
if it has something to do with it's just specifically soccer. I don't know why we don't use the metric system, but specifically with soccer, I wonder if it has something to do with it's not, from my point of view, it's not a great game to watch on television. Football fits perfectly on the television screen. The field is the same size and shape as the television screen. Basketball, same size and shape as the television screen. It's a rectangular court.
What
So it looks
is
good.
soccer? Soccer is
Soccer is as well, but that's what I'm saying. I don't understand
Oh.
why it doesn't, because
Right.
it meets the criteria. It's Isaiah Thomas in the Last Dance documentary. I met the criteria, but for whatever reason, it hasn't taken off. Maybe it's scoring. Maybe we want more scoring as Americans. Maybe we don't. There's not really a good.
I would like a better
American
explanation.
soccer player?
I would like a better explanation as to why soccer never took off in America. Because we don't forget we are a pushback country. Been pushing back since the day. No, King Louis. No,
how we started.
just
Right?
how we started. No, it's how we started it. You guys got a game. We got something different. You guys got metric. We got interest. It just no. And so I get that about us. So I appreciate that. And I wonder if that's why soccer never took, because we started baseball and we were like, no. And they were like, football. We got a football too.
We hit the ball. We don't kick it.
That's just, I don't know. That's just a little bit of no. Just a little bit of pushback. That's the way I feel about it. But anyways, it's good sport.
Great American way.
Yeah. No, you go. No, you go. Yeah, that's a great American way. All right. Well, we missed one on the soup compass. We did sports. We did politics. We talked about the weather. There's one more I missed. I don't have my compass to tell me what I missed in the soup. But anyhow, that was the soup. Find out.
I guess we'll
you got one more
cram
of the
this
soup?
into soup.
Okay.
I got a shout out to, and I'm gonna butcher the name, unfortunately. Zitkala Sa, which is Lakota for redbird. It would be her birthday today.
Okay.
And she was a Native American writer
Okay.
who wrote opera, and also her books were some of the first to bring Native American stories to English-speaking audience.
And
Her name, shout out to Zitkala Sa.
There you go. Butcher that name one more time.
Zitkala Sa.
There you go. All right. Well, that's the soup for the day. So we'll probably pop back into the soup at some point, but that'll be our soup for the day. Let's go ahead and slide over, dude, to Where Are We Now? Is a nice, fun little segment where me and dude get to do, AKA show notes. Did you get the bill from the business, or you're just not going to pay the bill?
I got the bill.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we're not going to pay it.
She's not going to pay it. She's not going to pay that bill. Well, just leave that on the fence then.
Using it for betting for Ender Tucky Hank right now.
So yeah, where
the business, when he sends a bill, it's like a CVS receipt.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to pay for that man's whiskey, and I can't help how he expenses things. So where are we now, dude? We were talking about direction for the show. We're in the second season, second 20. We were planning to punch these out a little slower than we were doing in the first, but I got to be honest, gaining a little momentum at the same time. The groundhog is Hank's getting bigger instantly. I mean, that didn't take long at all.
No, it didn't.
I told you that it was younger than you thought. So I think that I think he was younger than he thought he was. But you got a big groundhog growing. And so how are we doing, brother? How are we going to grow this? And where is this going in the future? What are some of our segments that we have planned coming up in the near future?
Well, I got a segment that I haven't decided on the title yet. I might call it Biggie.
Okay.
I might call it I Got a Story to Tell. But that's basically what it is I got a story to tell. So I'm gonna dazzle your ears and your minds with some of the dude's stories.
You sound like a magician.
I'm gonna pull some rabbits out of my hat, and by the end, you won't know what's true and what's magic.
I have sat in on some of those campfire stories on you, dude, and I got to be honest with you. Sometimes they are very magical, and they do twirl from time to time. So that'll be good. Story time with dude. Can't wait to sit there and grab that book. We're looking at 1 to 2, maybe a week, and jumping in and out of the soup, and excuse me, bringing back the high five and the kumite maybe here in a couple of weeks, and seeing if we can't get a solid high five with some of our returning guests in a couple of weeks. But other than that, focusing on a little bit of the soup and the questions that need to be answered between me and the dude. I think that's kind of the...
And focusing a little bit more on the dude and Debo and a little bit less on the friends of the show. We love the friends of the show. Shout out friends of the show.
Whoop, whoop.
But a little more. Hopefully you guys like the dude and Debo, because you're gonna get a little bit more of the dude and Debo.
Get a little bit more of the dude and Debo.
And hopefully we can make it just as entertaining.
Yeah. So I think that's where we're going. We're going to be circling back this week a couple times, and we'll go from there. Today we're going to run a quick, unsanctioned, no belt to be exchanged kumite between the ideas of these movies that didn't cash their checks. So, dude, did you have a last minute ad, or were you going to stick with your previous?
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm gonna read off a couple.
Okay.
I'll do rapid fire.
There you go.
And then you tell me which one you think belongs in the kumite.
Fair enough.
The Life of Pi. Did you see this movie?
This it had nothing to do with pie.
Had nothing to do with dessert or math.
Well,
I watched the whole movie to make sure.
Where was this? I was told there would be pie. I was never told there would be punch.
How are you going to call the movie The Life of Pi? The main character's name is Richard Parker, if I remember correctly.
Did you enjoy the movie with the tiger in the boat?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I thought it was a good movie. But it really didn't have anything to do with pie.
But no math, no dessert. Goodfellas. Not a single good dude in the movie.
Damn.
They're all bad people.
All you you bad.
Tell me they don't call the movie Goodfellas and it's a bunch of mobsters who are killing people.
Yeah, that would be a hard one to read the title and be like, this should be nice. These are going to be like some old guys that are going to just kind of have a good time and
chilling on the porch.
Grumpy old would it the one with the guys who are the grumpy old men or something like that would be Goodfellas. Yeah. That would be okay, but no. Yeah.
Goodfellas should be the prequel to Grumpy Old Men.
All right, Goodfellas. I'll take that one.
Back to the Future. They go to the past. They go to Marty McFly's parents' time period, which is the past. They do not go to the future.
Well, I think they win the argument because they do go to the future, but it's in the part 2, which they had anticipated making the title legit based upon the ipso facto.
If I'm on a group first date and I know nothing about the movie and they're like, hey, we're going to see Back to the Future, and I sit down and they go to the past, you Titanicked me with a rowboat. I don't know there's going to be a part 2. We know now.
You do at the credits. You damn do at the credits. They fly that thing right across the front of you. All
right. Then we'll disagree on Back to the
Soft.
Future.
Yeah, I might have to. I know a guy that'll probably who is turning his head right now, and in his gym clothes, being a coach, going, don't you dare talk about my Back to the Future. But okay. Trend
G is over there fuming. I can see the steam coming off his head.
Yeah, Back to the Future is an interesting one. Okay.
Modern Times came out in 1936 with Charlie Chaplin. I didn't see it till 2002. There was nothing modern about it by the time I saw it.
Was it modern when it was shot, or?
Yeah, who cares? The movie's called Modern Times.
It should hold its name. It should hold its name forever.
You got to hold your name.
All right, fair enough. Modern Times.
Live. Movie called Live with Eva Mendes. Guess what? It was recorded. It wasn't a live thing about it. This is Saturday Night Live. It wasn't even recorded in front of a live studio audience. It wasn't even done in one take. There was multiple takes for this. There was a script.
Was the movie exciting?
It was good. Yeah, I like pretty much everything with Eva Mendes. I think she picks good movies to be in, good scripts. However she decides on them. Generally, I like the movies she's in, so it was good, but
All right.
not live.
All right, not live.
I got two more.
Okay.
The Breakfast Club. They didn't eat breakfast. They were there all day, and it's not really a club; it's detention.
I mean, if I saw The Breakfast Club, you know what? That movie's just confusing, period. So,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's fine. There was no club.
That passes.
That passes.
Last one.
Okay.
Last one. Reservoir Dogs. Not a dog in the movie, not a reservoir in the movie. They're not called the Reservoir Dogs. There's no mention of it. There's no allusion to it.
There's not even a puppy.
There's not even a puppy. I don't even know why it's called Reservoir Dogs.
I mean, I didn't. That's some. When they say the name in the movie is like there's probably a statistic on that.
Right.
But you're right. A reservoir. Well, yeah, you're right. It really is a confusing movie to assign reservoir, but I understand the simile, but I don't. Okay, yeah, that one passes. Politely, sir, who are you taking? And may I ask who is the two that should be debated between?
Well, I mean, I feel pretty good still about the never-ending story.
You still want to hold on the rock giant? Like you don't believe?
The movie ended. That's what I'm going with. You don't call it never-ending, and then it ends an hour. My memory is longer than an hour and 47 minutes. You told me an hour and 47 minutes ago that this was never-ending. Now it's over.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. What was my first one? I didn't have my notes dropped on the floor. Was my first one that I said earlier? Not Titanic, obviously.
No, it wasn't Titanic.
Brokeback wasn't interesting.
Brokeback.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean there was no backs, there was no break.
American History X.
American History X, that was the one. They didn't. I mean,
what was the other movie you went to see? I never guessed it. Oh, give me one more.
Give me one more shot.
No, give me one more guess. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I should have been prepared for that.
I was like, go ahead.
Rush Hour.
No, you're late. It's a couple more years later.
All right.
Yeah. Jerry Springer movie.
Jerry Springer movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's the name of it?
That's the name of the movie. It's the Jerry Springer movie.
All right.
Yeah, Jerry Springer made a
Did
movie.
that live up to the name?
Yeah, I mean, it was a movie version.
Not Jerry Maguire.
No, Mr. Springer.
Oh, Ringmaster? Was it Ringmaster?
Is that the name of it?
I think that's the name of it.
Oh.
1998.
Well, we knew it as the Jerry Springer movie. We walked in. What about the Jerry Springer movie? Okay, let's go check that out. That guy just died, so we're gonna go over here.
Was it any good?
No, it was horrible.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
So, but yeah, that's what we did. So I'll take America in History X, saying that one, definitely didn't. It was. Did it live up to the title? It was American and it was history and it was the X part of it. So I don't know. I mean, I guess that. But anyways, I'll let you defend that, and I'll defend yours if you want to take that. So I'll start this for since this is a non-sanctioned event. We will leave the moms out of this. So
Deal.
With your debate on the never-ending story, I disagree strongly. I feel as a child, the story always continued. And just telling me that it was a never-ending story made me understand that the story didn't end. So that's why I know. And if had the title been, this story ends in about an hour and a half, give it a shot, I'd have been like, well, that story ended. I guess that's over. But because they put the title and they wanted to cash that check, I believe that they cashed a check with the never-ending story because today it still lives on in my heart. Me and the Rock Monster are still trying to, eat those rocks. I'm still on Dalfor. That's right, you. I do that regularly just to get a good pump in the morning. Okay, when I'm running around the street. Okay, so I think they cashed the check. I think they did the thing. And one day I'm going to get a horse and ride it bareback across the plains. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
What is more American than our history of racism? I ask you. So, for a movie to call itself American History X and be completely about racism and Nazis and white supremacy, I feel like not only cashes the check, it cashes one of those big checks that they give you on the game shows that are oversized. It's cashing that check all the way to the bank, because if you just walked up to me on the street and said, "Yo, what's American history?" Like, probably my first thought is either racism or baseball, and this movie had a lot of racism and a little bit of basketball, which doesn't quite count as baseball, but enough in there to just make you not think about the racism for 32 seconds.
There it is. Well, unsanctioned event. There is no winner. Agree to disagree, sir. Agree to disagree. G.
Well, I'm going to be spending my time thinking about this in the swamps of sadness.
You do. Hey, don't get stuck. Okay.
Try not to.
Don't get stuck. G. You can go thumbs up for the dude saying that American History X cash check. You can go thumbs down if you say that it is the Never Ending Story. So if the dude is the winner, you're going to go thumbs up. If Debo's the winner, you can go thumbs down. You can cast your shadow vote whenever you're prepared. You're in front. You got to give a better shadow. I think that's that's a banana. Okay, that's a thumbs up. Okay, there you go. Thumbs up. So
that's his thumb.
Yeah, I hope that's his thumb. Yeah. So nice thumb. Okay. Whoa. Wait, that's not a thumb. So that's for the dude. Is that correct? Is that the dude taking
That's
out
the dude.
American History X? Well, good thing it's not sanctioned. All right. Well, brother man.
So I pulled up real quick while we're on this. I pulled up the Never Ending Story on Wikipedia.
Uh-huh.
And it says the film adapts only the first half of the book and consequently does not convey the message of the title as it was portrayed.
That's what I love about an unsanctioned event. Agree to disagree. It's it's just a lovely part. If it was a sanctioned event, sir, I would allow you to bring, all your facts, okay?
Yeah.
But it's an unsanctioned event, so your facts don't matter here. Yeah, it's just unsanctioned. So with that, brother, we circled back on the Kumite. I asked you, that was quick, any shout-outs for today? I know I got a couple, just at least one or two. We had a double funeral that we had to go to the other day, which was difficult and hard. But a shout-out to the family there, the Rivera family, and my wife and their cousins. We lost two, so... we're still thinking of you. We got one more to do, so we're going to shout out to the family as we come up to another one here, and just a shout out to all of them, man, to all the family that is hurting due to a couple of unforeseen deaths in the family. So shout out to them. Dude, on a brighter note, you got any shout outs for today?
No, I don't want to take away from that or follow that with anything where I'm trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Hearts out to everybody who's been affected there, and we'll be sending positive vibes and hope everybody who hears this is staying healthy and doing the best you can to balance your mental and physical health while we're still trying to get back on track as a country.
Well said, brother. Well said. Well, with that, I think we'll get out of here. We will try to circle back to you guys later this week. If not, we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.